Hello, everyone. Oh, that's a lie. It's not a solo cast.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm here. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Help! I'm trapped in this glass box. Help!
Actually, you are. You're not even on screen right now. Hold
Oh,
on.
okay.
Window capture. I guess I've never done this on this particular overlay. I've done it on the CSL overlay, I guess. Yes, I want Rifkin here.
I mean, we can just go with my picture. I'm totally fine to show my shaven fucking baby chin today. That works for me. If it's easier for you.
No, I'm already... No, wait, that's not doing it correctly. Stop it, Skype. Stop. Work, damn you.
Just go with the picture, man. We don't have to use my webcam. It's all Gucci. I don't care.
Huh.
See, everyone knows I only hired you because you're a girl and a pretty face. So that's why I insist on your webcam being up. We don't need mine. Right?
Well, I fixed it, so
Oh,
we need your webcam.
darn.
There, now it's beautiful. Just like mine. Oh, you got rid of it. Whoopsie daisy.
Get rid of what?
Okay, we're good now. Hello, everyone. I figured that would happen in some form or another. You're good now. You also are clean shaven, and it's really freaking me out, man.
Yeah, I don't like it. It was a mistake.
You say
I'm
it
really
every
pissed
single
because-
time.
See, here's what fucking pissed me off about this one. I had a bunch of split ends in my beard because I haven't had beard oil. It's like 12 days late. I'm like, okay, I'm fed up with waiting. It's clearly not coming. I gotta shave my beard because, like, if you guys don't know, split ends make it impossible to do anything with your beard. So I shaved it, and then this fucking morning, the beard oil arrives at my doorstep, and I guess it was held at customs since the 12th, and it finally came through. So great. Now I got 3 bottles of beard oil and no fucking beard. Wonderful.
Well, I mean, you'll have it eventually. Another
I'm mad.
beard.
I'm mad about this. Let's move on.
Oh,
We're
okay.
watching. You're tuned in. It's the Ting Open. Yay!
Yeah.
And this is the second North American group, but most importantly, the last group to play out.
Yeah. So today, of course, we have JonSnow, Hydra, Kellizer, and Puck. So pretty even. 2 Zergs, 1 Terran, 1 Protoss. We're going to be getting into Hydra versus JonSnow actually right now. Because why wait?
Right. And as we get into this, just to note a couple of things, guys. For those who tuned in a little bit early, you saw I was having a lot of issues with the stream. I guess whatever problems are going on with Twitch are still going on with Twitch for me because I couldn't stream. There's like 19,000 frames dropped, and it totally sucked. And that was reducing the resolution and reducing the frame rate and all these things, and a bit rate, but didn't seem to help. So Zombie Grub is going to be the one streaming today.
Yep.
And hope you guys be nice to her.
Yeah,
But make sure you yell at her when she misses all the action.
Yeah, exactly. You can yell at me, and there won't be any map intros and blah blah blah.
That's
and
fine.
also, just make sure double check on the sound. It should be fine because I think these are the presets that was saved last time. But just to make sure, let me know if everything's okay.
Yeah, oftentimes there are issues where Zombie Grub's audio herself is a lot louder than me or the game sounds, and if that's happening on stream, let us know so we can adjust.
Yeah. All right, in the bottom left on Invader, it was Hydra's map choice, actually. So on the bottom left, it is JonSnow for Flipside Tactics. Uh-oh.
And of course, a pretty monster opponent to be fighting in the first round. The bottom right, it's going to be Root Gaming's Hydra. By the way, fun fact, now, because of Puck joining, 3/4 of this group is Root Gaming, so it's pretty safe to say, I'm almost certain both members that get out today are going to be Root Gaming members.
Yeah, that's probably a good guess. I'm gonna get, Hydra and... Actually, the other 3 are kind of up in the air for me. I'm gonna hope for
Right?
Kellizer, just as,
I'm-
like a Terran, I suppose.
Well, so for me, I know Hydra's probably going to get out of the group in first place. The second place one I find really interesting for 2 different reasons. One, we know that the second place finals will be against Major, first off. Secondly, I actually think Puck can probably do it. In fact, I will state right now, I believe Puck's going to be at least second place, if not first place. Because he's certainly one of the few people who could take on Hydra. But that being said, we'll see how this ends up going. We do have the second place finals sort of set. Not really in stone yet, but we're looking at doing, I think it was the weekend after Home Story Cup. So around the July 2nd, I think it was what we put for that. Something around those lines.
I guess so. I didn't actually write anything down, so maybe I missed it on the scheduling.
Right. Well, either way, we've got that coming up in the future.
Yeah.
As mentioned before, all of the round of 16 games are actually, or the groups are already pretty balanced. We got like Zerg, Terran, Protoss in every group except for the wildcard group, which is 2 Zergs and 2 Terran, or will be likely 2 Terran. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Or no, 3 Zergs and a Terran, guaranteed. My bad. Beyond only has to worry about TVZ. Beyond is getting out of round of 16. I'm just saying that right now.
Yeah, probably. The second place winner of this group will be facing Major in those second place matches, just speaking of, as he is the second place from the other NA group.
That's what I opened with, but thank you for reminding everybody.
No problem. I might have been opening the Google Doc.
Yeah, it's all good. ZvZ, that's going to be interesting. JonSnow has shown both good and bad extremes of this matchup. The good, obviously, when he does beat up a lot of players, but they're usually North Americans or Europeans. So I'm not sure if he'll be able to walk over Hydra by any means. But at the same time, JonSnow's also shown us pretty bad gameplay through things like CSL and otherwise. Not taking shots fired, but this is just the range of what JonSnow is. Hydra, however, has been consistently good, so I'm thinking pretty safe bets on Hydra for this.
Yeah. I can't see Hydra not getting out first place, to be honest. I mean, I said Puck might be a contender, but Hydra still is as good as ever. I mean, even if he's not showing up to all the tournaments and winning all the tournaments, any single time you see him actually play, it's not like he's inconsistent. And so I guess we're talking about JonSnow. Well, Puck's been like on the up and up. I don't know. Maybe their win record actually, maybe check a little back afterwards. Maybe they've actually fought each other beforehand, maybe like a day or two ago, and actually didn't go so badly, but well. The ZvZ right now is actually really quite passive. Scouting going on, but that's about it.
Yeah. By the way, really quick, got to give some shout-outs to, again, this awesome new Twitch feature where you can see these subscriber messages. JD Toss hits us up with a 17-month resub, and he says, "For ire, go Puck." Puck will, of course, be playing second today. He'll be playing after this versus Killazur.
Yeah. This is actually a really nice scout. I don't think the first Ling Scout got behind the mineral line to see the evolution chambers, so to see both of them, only one's wiggling though, that's kind of interesting. There's the second one, there we go. It seems to be a very popular build on Invader.
1-1 is certainly, I would say, risky though. I mean, for JonSnow to be going for this, you kind of give up earlier timings, you're going to have less units because you spent that extra 100 minerals, and more importantly, 100 gas in those upgrades. But if he gets to finish them, they will benefit him greatly. That's the problem though, as we see Hydra not hoping to let him finish those at all, already moving out for the first strike.
He's getting another scout. It's like really insistent on this scouting. I think he really see if there's a lair timing going down. This is not that committal, and he doesn't quite have +1 yet. Oh, I chase out the Banelings. So that would have been something Hydra maybe could have tried to snowball with, the much quicker +1 Carapace. But he's getting his own lair. I mean, I'm guessing he's going to go up to Spire. And he's just going to have to hold on to whatever JonSnow has to throw at him, which might make him, like, hold off on the lair for, or Spire for a little bit, but eventually that'll be basically his, like, trump card over JonSnow's insistence not to get any tech. Oof. 1-1 still isn't done for JonSnow, but he has a lot of numbers going on right now. A couple Banelings morphing in, or there we go, more than one. Definitely necessary.
So the interesting thing about this too for JonSnow, that 1-1, other than just Lings are now better than Lings, for a small period of time, his Banelings will one-shot Hydras despite those armor upgrades. Hydras won't one-shot the Lings of JonSnow.
What about case going on everywhere? Not so snowbally yet. One thing, the Banelings trying to trade up for other Banelings actually doesn't really work out that much. Still a ton left over for JonSnow, and his upgrades are just about to finish. As +1 has his Carapace as well. Banelings have most been taken out. That Queen actually gets the last shot on that one. It was good focus fire from Hydra, and more Banelings are rolling in. At this point, it really is just going to be Ling Baneling versus Ling Baneling until Hydra can feel comfortable enough fitting in that Spire. Because he got a lair for a reason, but he just doesn't feel very comfortable using it. I mean,
let's also not forget, look at that drone count right now, right? This is a monster lead for Hydra, and he hasn't really taken that economic damage yet out of JonSnow. And sadly, it doesn't look like he will be anytime soon. JonSnow's upgrade advantage is also disappearing. That +1 melee finishes up in just a moment's time. A lot of Banelings just got made in that front line, but he could lose them both to a couple of well-placed Banelings out of Hydra. Looking to be exactly what he wants to do. Chase it down to south. Banelings are going to go... There we go.
Collide. I mean, Hydra certainly is losing queens, but with so many drones, he can actually replace them as they die. Just continually making queens is not a bad idea. They're going to be helpful in sniping banelings. They're going to be helpful... Oh, okay. Gliding his links into banelings isn't so great. And they're going to be able to help just a little bit with the damage, too. They're now all on even upgrades. Everyone's 1-1 has finished. I don't think anyone's going to be reaching soon for 2-2. Again, if Hydra's going to reach for anything, I'm guessing it's going to be that Spire. But as much as he's banking up right now. Still not a lot of drone damage, by the way. Like, I mean, they're in the mineral line, but they're dealing with other lings, so 56 drones. Hydra's looking fine.
By the way, we got a new sub alert. Gone for tomorrow. If that was last night, you'd be talking about my beard.
Ah.
I know that the thing on Rifkin's face is really sad. He was fading away in chat, he said.
Aww. Maybe he'll reappear again in like a month.
Doesn't take me that long to grow a beard, but
I don't know how long it takes to grow a beard.
JonSnow is finally getting a bit of damage done, but unfortunately, as we see, it's just really minimal and not that worth it. 3 drones, 7 drones now. There's a couple more lings on the way in the middle of the map, and that fight does go down, but it's not going to be enough to break Hydra anytime soon. That Spire slowly being edged out. We got more queens on the way. JonSnow will finally take that front lines fight, but for Hydra, he is now down a pretty significant army supply.
Yeah, it's actually quite worrying. He has 22 lings on the way, but for a second there, he was just really too low on lings. Luckily, he had a couple of backup banelings, and JonSnow's waiting for his own. But he needs more. I mean, this is a very dangerous maneuver trying to go for the fit in that Spire. And of course, when he even gets to a Spire, like using the lever on the mutas, those mutas will still have to deal with just floods and floods of lings from JonSnow.
Well, they may not, though, is the thing. As Hydra takes these defensive fights, the queens give him a little bit of edge. You know, he's got now, what, 5 queens out to fight instead of just the initial 2. He can start taking these ling fights pretty decently. Not out here in the middle of the map like this, obviously, but it gets a little bit messy, and JonSnow, once again, going to take a small lead when it comes to these ling wars.
Yeah.
But Hydra, as we see, queens on the way, mutas coming out. And even if these mutas don't necessarily go across the map to kill drones, they'll be able to at least kill the banelings. And ling versus banelings, we all know how that's going to work out.
Yeah. That is probably their most effective thing right now. 9 is actually nothing to scoff at either. He was banking quite a lot of just gas and minerals. Still a lot of gas, too.
That's so incredibly impressive that he can actually get to this count off of what's happened so far. Now, Hydra misses the window there with that first baneling. It gets awkward hits, takes out a lot of lings in the back, works out pretty nice. Muta's now coming to snipe off those banelings. This is JonSnow's attack and everything in it. This is such a big investment out of him.
Yeah, and they're just, oh man, they're not splitting up. They're not, you know, already in the face of the drones. The lings actually get in. The spine crawler was taken out by the lings. A quick split on that third base. Oh, maybe not. Keep splitting, keep splitting. Of course, he's dealing with a natural as well. That's where the drone count's actually rising over here. And the banelings still aren't using it. They want to use something, you know, bigger hit than this.
This is finally starting to even up.
Oh, Jesus! Oh!
Man, and Hydra goes from even drones to down significant numbers, but let's not forget, he still squeezed out 7 more Mutalists on top of the 9 he already has. That's 15 plus mutas in play. We're getting to this point where if it's going to be base trading, lings might not matter so much because the mutas are going to have the actual damage they need.
Here's where things do get interesting, though. I mean, that's a lot of mutas to be able to, like, squeeze out here. 17 is really quite impressive, but JonSnow, if he continues piling on the pressure and keeping the drone count low and keeping the mutas back, of course, as well, he could technically get to his own Spire. I mean, that's a long ways away, and it sounds like totally not feasible, but it's games like this have happened on Invader.
Looking for some good baneling hits. Hydra just not landing any of these the way he wants to. He left a couple of mutas at home, intentionally hoping to snipe off banelings, but as we can see, the rest of the mutas being brought back home. Gets a little bit scary, and Hydra's still not droning interestingly enough behind this. Thought he would have been trying to play catch-up, but realistically only replaced like 3 workers.
Yeah, he just really put everything he'd had into mutas, which I think made sense, but to put everything else into the lings, he just needs something a little more concrete to actually defend against the ling floods, and the mutas, unfortunately, just weren't doing the job fast enough. Now they're going to try and counterattack. A couple more drones do go down. That's a lot of mutas. They can actually take on a spore crawler, yeah, maybe even 2. 18
mutas is nothing to joke about. Getting on top of the drone line might not even be a priority. You can just go for kills on important tech structures. Infestation bits only just now coming down. We're going to see that, yep, there's that focus fire. Spore crawler gets transfused once, and only once. That's all she wrote.
Yeah, not quite enough. Waiting for 3 more. A couple of queens, and again, they'd have a couple of transfuses, bringing the rest over. I guess he has been building them for some time. Yeah, that's actually too much transfuses. This one is full on transfuse.
He could/should get that infestation pit, I feel. Like, that's going to be really what shuts him down more than anything else. But he's looking to kill the layer, I guess, at this rate. Queen's going to slowly come up to this main. back at home. He's defended with the Lings once again. Worker count's kind of low just
Oh,
all
she
around for both
chooses.
sides of this, but GG gets called, and Hydra is going to take game number 1.
Wow. Yeah, I guess JonSnow saw the snowball effect coming. I think that if he had gone for his own Spire, even that still, like, he wouldn't have had enough money for either his own Spire or his Infestors to match 17 Mutas, even if the Queen's taken down, like, 2 or 3. It was a hard game, but it was one that JonSnow was very close to winning.
Yeah. Really quick, by the way, guys, we got Ting, excuse me, Ting Jesse joining us in chat. I know he's been rather busy the last week and a half, so he hasn't got to tune in for a lot of the games. And when he does tune in, he doesn't get to participate in chat. So it's good to see him with us today. If you guys have any questions about Ting, he's the man to ask. If you want to learn more about the credit system or store or any of that process, Ting Jesse is your man.
Mm-hmm.
He's the man.
The man? Like, He-Man?
The man! Protector of the universe. Protector of your cell phone bill. All right, Dust Tower's coming up for game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Just hop right into it. So, again, reminder, because even players tend to forget, these are best of 5s, not best of 3, guys. So quite a few games to go, even here in the preliminary matches.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And JonSnow is he's not just rolling over. I didn't really think he would, but there have been some bad days for JonSnow. Today looks like a good one, even though they lost that first game.
I would certainly agree with that.
It's just a 5. In the bottom left, he is up 1. It is the blue Zerg, Hydra.
And in the top right, currently down in the series, it's going to be none other than JonSnow. Now, JonSnow is famous for knowing nothing, but you guys should know something, and that's that Ting can save you money on your phone bill every month.
Ow, you.
Check out Ting over on bttv.ting.com. Of course, if you guys do so, you'll get $25 in credit, which you can essentially use to pay for a month's free trial of Ting, or just use to get a discount on something in their store. Either way, that $25 in credit is Gucci, and if you guys already use Ting, and want to apply that credit anyways, message Jesse in chat. He's been doing this feature actively for 2 seasons now, just helping hook people up with awesome deals.
Yep.
I would be such a good salesman. That was the best transition I think I've ever made. I'm so proud of myself right now.
It was a pretty solid transition. I don't think
giggle.
anyone is a good salesman, though.
What about
That's just my
saleswomen?
opinion. I don't think there's any good salespersons.
See, no, I disagree. When it comes to prostitution, those people are really good at selling their product.
No, man, I think you already know what you, like, want. You know, you have something in mind, and it's really just about convincing you, like, you know, which one's cheaper or better. I feel like salespeople, like, they try too hard to sell you, like, cars when you don't want a car. Or they try and sell you, like, nail polish, and you don't want nail polish. Right, Rifkin? I guess it wasn't nail polish that the woman sold you.
I was trying to, like, why did I get right Rifkin? Okay, so it was not nail polish, but like a nail, like, beauty kit.
Yeah, there you go.
And in fairness, I was looking for a gift already. She just happened to be really beautiful with an exotic accent and had a boyfriend.
Hook, line, and sinkered, and then dunked. Yep. Well, anyway, so we've been highlighting it, of course, on the camera, but a good old-fashioned early Baneling all-in coming out from Hydra. It's one of those maps where, like, it's common enough because it's almost, like, not expected, but, you know, Zergs are usually getting a little more clever with, like, their scouting paths or just, you know, not being as greedy as possible because it happens, like, you know, once every couple games, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that Overlord did see that.
Some love and shoutouts before we get caught up talking about things, guys, because first off, T-Wave just reset for 5, not T-Weave, T-Wave just reset for 5 months. Says thank you for all your hard work. And of course, we had another one coming in from Deuce Lovout, 5 months as well. Thank you guys both.
Yeah. Alright, the Ling attack will commence. Speed is done for Hydra. JonSnow didn't realize what was happening until he had already started his Ling speed, which is a little less than ideal. You would hope that the Baneling has started as soon as possible. Oh no! Last minute splits, actually, JonSnow got a little bit lucky with that, I feel. Oh, never mind. Hydra just target fires on those last couple of drones, and now 7 have been killed. Hydra isn't going as all in with this as you would expect for getting, you know, his own Baneling nest and speed. He's actually getting a hatchery, so with evening up the drone kills, as long as he stops JonSnow from getting any more drones, he'll probably even this game up to a macro game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you do enough damage, it's not so bad that you didn't get the kill. Obviously, if you can get the kill, that's the best case scenario, but getting a little bit hairy. This hatchery's low, but I think it should get saved. It really should get saved.
Yeah, it's not that low. There's only so many more lings on the way. He's trying to take the best fights possible. I mean, he really wants to get like a suicide on one of those banelings, like, you know, like that. Okay, maybe not with all of his lings. Kind of wanted to probably get a scout too. Gonna try and hide some banelings. Be like, oh, I told them they sent like 2 lings in. Actually, those 2 lings are gonna get a drone cancel. Still scouting though and distracting from these banelings is obviously more important. Spinecrawler is going to root, but not quite in time. Plus, they can go around it.
Yeah, he actually just walked through it because it's not done in time, but he runs right in. JonSnow, are you looking? He does look, and he notices, splits the drones pretty nicely. It's about 4
okay.
first. That's not bad. I mean, look at the worker count, right? There's already pretty good for Hydra, even better now with a minimal worker kill.
Yeah, he droned pretty hard behind all of that. Those 4 lings were really just like almost an afterthought. So Hydra, he's up drones. JonSnow has to decide right now to either try and catch up or do his own attack to try and return the damage, or, you know, stop Hydra from snowballing, basically. Looks like he's going to try and play a macro game. Lair versus Lair, unfortunately, if they both go into Aspire, which I think is both of their plans, it just means it's a numbers game, and Hydra's going to have more numbers. I guess one upside is that JonSnow didn't use as many banelings. Is that even true, actually? No, I think they did the same amount of banelings. Yeah, there's actually no upside. He has a little bit more gas, but that's it. Go away. Okay, another baneling popped. I mean, Hydra's really not going to do very much.
This isn't like TVT, where we kind of almost neglect workers in some cases. This is actually kind of a big deal that Hydra's had so many workers for so long. JonSnow sees the banelings morphing in. Okay, there we go. Thank God. If he didn't catch this, I'd be very sad.
Very disappointed. You know, I had no idea they could remove the race symbols off the overlay. Today I
did that by accident the other day, and I don't know how I did it.
Shift Control L. I did it while trying to get rid of units lost tab.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I like having the races there, so I wouldn't do it personally, but
I just don't know what it would be like. It doesn't really take away that much space that you could like fit something in there, you know?
You want to see a really cool observer trick that's definitely intentional?
No.
Turn the workers kill tab on and off, and then watch the minimap disappear.
Watch, guys.
Blizzard,
see
please! That? I swear to God, this isn't fixed at the summit. I'm just gonna bitch about this.
Also,
like, we want to talk about legit design problems. I'm like, no, fuck that. Fix the minimap.
As the creep continues to spread, you'll see the transparency issue on Dusty Towers. The more you know! Okay, it is Spire versus Spire. Like I was talking about, Hydra has more minerals and gas.
You're talking about on the minimap?
Yeah.
That's not limited to Dust Towers. It's every map. Dust Towers is just more prominent because it's got a lot more glowy features. Yeah,
it shows the most. It's the only one that I ever, like, I'm just like, I notice and I'm like, oh, that's annoying. Other ones I've never noticed, really. Like, you can see a little bit right there. This is actually interesting. Kind of cool idea. Cool idea, JonSnow, but he's still down significantly in the army supply right now, and while his gas count isn't so bad, his mineral count is not matching, so it will be about 6 mutas to 8.
Ha! By the way, Ting's Jesse said, that shout-out transition was amazing, you're the man.
Well, you called him the man earlier, it only makes sense.
I'm flexing, you can't see it, but...
Of course, I can tell by the sounds. Like, if that's not what you're doing, then I'm a little worried. Anyway. This is dangerous, bold, and kind of desperate. Infestation bait this quickly after you already went to your own mutas is just going to potentially just lose you the muta war even harder. But if you can get the investors out, it might be worth it. It's kind of like a Hail Mary.
So this is where I really do feel, like, forget the supply block at the moment, that's already devastating in its own way. The fact that Hydra had so many workers early on, the income graph looking like what it did, this is all of why he's got so many more mutas. And while JonSnow might be trying to get around that with infestors and maybe consider something weird like Vipers later on, I can't foresee Hydra being stupid enough to make a mistake that gets him killed with that, you know?
This is even bolder. The thing with infestors is, yeah, you could wait for pathogen glands, and that's still a long time to wait. You could wait for them to just accrue energy by making them as soon as possible, and maybe they can throw infestarians down to help. But to go for a hive, you actually will not have anything except the mutas on your back, basically. And I guess whatever queens you put down, too.
So, I would actually like this a lot more if this wasn't for Vipers, and if this was actually for Ultralisks.
It is problematic in this specific scenario, as he isn't playing catch-up. It might be for Vipers, especially if he notices that Hydra has been continuing to make mutas. If he hadn't, if he was like obviously transitioning into Roach or something like that, then I think Ultras would definitely be the answer, but this muta count is out of control at 23 to just 9, with 4 queens to help out. Upgrades were a no-go. It's, yeah, that's not happening. He can actually target down the hive. Those infestors what popped out, the 2 that he was able to afford, they don't have energy. Yeah,
GG gets called. Alright, well, Hydra off to a 2-0 start, not too shabby. That is going to send us, though, into our first break of the day. So, guys, again, we got Jesse hanging out in chat. If you got questions about Ting, make sure to look into it. And, of course, if you guys are really curious, make sure to go to bttv.ting.com. They got a savings calculator on there. They got a lot of cool stuff. But for those who don't know what Ting is yet, it is a U.S. mobile phone service. Unfortunately, no good to you if you're from Canada, unless you're planning to tour in the States. But we'll talk more about that later. So, see you guys in 2 minutes.
That's the wrong overlay. That's the right one. Yay!
Nailed it.
Learning. Alright, welcome back. We are in the potential last match of this series. In the top left as the blue Zerg, he's up 2, which means he should have the 2. Oh no, I messed everything up. It is the blue Zerg Hydra. Now they're at nothing versus nothing.
Nailed it. In the bottom right, it's going to be King Sejong Station's red Zerg player. I don't know why I said it like that. JonSnow.
There we go.
Oh, I saw the toilet paper tube from yesterday.
I forgot about this. See?
It's gross, yo. Man.
Look, can you see the camera?
No. Hold on.
Can you look for a sec? It's not just
Okay,
a
I'm
toilet
looking.
paper tube.
Yeah, there's toilet paper on it. That's so gross. What's wrong with you?
Think of the poo particles on the ground.
That's so gross, yo. Whatever, man. Anyway.
I mean, they're mine, so whatever.
That doesn't make it better.
Everyone likes their own.
No, they don't.
Okay, so for JonSnow, he's really got to get crazy. And I thought crazy was going to involve cheese. So that goes a little bit funky here with the hatchery. And what I like about this is if Hydra scouts this, you're not going to drone scout. Only one person drone scouts, and that's Champ. No one else does. If Hydra gets over here with the Overlord, he's going to see what looks like one base. And I'm not sure if he'll immediately react and be like, shit, I gotta prepare for one base, throw down like Spine Crawl, get the queens out, etc. Or if he'll think, oh yeah, he probably just took it at the third location. I don't know which is more common. And, you know, yesterday, actually, during the Corsair Cup, there was a hacker accusation, and I had pulled a couple of the pro players into a replay to analyze it with me, and they kind of talked about, like, how, you know, this is not so unstandard to scout. If I was playing versus Bly specifically, I would scout this location, but not against Nurchio, not against the Laser, not against other people. So I don't know how well they know each other. I don't know how often JonSnow does this, but we're about to see how Hydra reacts, what looks like a one-base opening.
Yep. If it's getting more common, still uncommon, though, to take your third in other locations. Obviously, it's happening a lot in ZVP. Not so much in ZvZ. It just might be simply, like, timing, right? Like, if you don't see the hatchery, that's a little bit alarming at first, but then you realize that there's not lings going across, you know, reinforcements. Because if they're really attacking you, they're going to send a couple more lings over.
I like this. So he makes a couple of lings initially, and the Baneley Nest comes down. He might just end up canceling the Baneley Nest. He may keep it, but that Overlord's gunning it for that third to see if there's any creep spread. So Hydra playing this smart, not panicking, not trying to play this blind. He's going to see this. He'll know what's up, and he'll be very happy he made the right move by continuing to drone.
Yeah. It's interesting is that he's able to pull back, I believe, before JonSnow saw the Overlord move over there, but I figured JonSnow is... It's like, it's good if he got Hydra to react, but as long as he's not being all in, which he does need to scout. Actually, talking a lot about Hydra's Overlord positioning. Didn't really talk a lot about JonSnow's. JonSnow's also kind of veered off to the right to check for the third base timing. So he missed these lings going across the map. He is still getting his own, though, and this one ling scouts them. And it's not like they're turning into banelings right now, but they will have speed in just like a second. They could try and make a blitz for the main, or just try and kill a couple of drones over here. If they had speed, they get probably one, but it just finished. There we go. This Ling is going to try and get a scout. There's a speed finishing for JonSnow as well. Not too much to scout, but if he had seen, for instance, the Baneling Nest, which he barely doesn't see, or a flood of Lings, then that would have been very, very important. Very useful information.
Well, Dancer in the middle of the map. Hydra's is going to surprise him a bit with more lings than I think he expected. Funny to see like third base versus third base in these positions because it's not really like third. It's like natural versus third or whatever. But Baneling's morphing in. A few more seconds necessary. They might just pop and catch the lings from behind.
I was gonna say, I was like, I was waiting for them to pop, but JonSnow does have another way to go. Baneling's maybe still trying.
There's three outside the middle of the map for JonSnow. He puts two forward, looking to trade out, I guess, with the two Banelings of Hydra.
Yeah. Oh, there's those Banelings trying to get the back attack. They ended up getting the shots, but they did something better. They still. Oh no! Well, that actually went a lot better for JonSnow. I was gonna say the lings had a surround on JonSnow's lings, but that Baneling hit really helped there. Now the other party was really going all in with this, although JonSnow's kind of starting to. Getting a lot more lings, actually getting a Roach Warren as well, where Hydra is trying to get up to that lair. Okay, now things are something like JonSnow does need to do some damage. Or just basically keep Hydra from scouting and thus do some damage in that way. I think Hydra is once again going for that Spire, which means JonSnow could be trying to hit that, you know, ever so common Roach attack before you're quite ready.
Well, with the lings getting on top of the queens, Hydra, I didn't think he'd be reeling so bad off of that first hit, but he's still kind of in a bit of a sticky spot. Not too worse for wear, though. He's still sitting on 42 drones. JonSnow a little bit behind in this regard because he chose to put down a Roach Warren.
That was actually scouted by a ling, I think.
Is that Thunder?
Yeah, so I just went ooh because like lightning was like right in my face. It was actually kind of scary. Yeah, so I guess I warned Rifkin. I forgot to warn you guys. If I end up disconnecting, hopefully it won't be for long, but there are supposed to be rolling thunderstorms for the rest of the night. Tailwind. And we'll actually have to maybe ask Fear Dragon if he's around, because Rifkin is also having stream troubles if everything goes poorly, basically.
Yeah.
Cross your fingers. Spire is on the way, and Hydra is just going to try and keep tabs, I think, on how many roaches are coming out. Like, is it throw down Spinecrawler time, or is it like, oh, we're both going to play the late game? And his Ling once again gets into the main base. Hydra's Lings have been very good at getting into the main base. Like, he's very insistent on it. And unfortunately, JonSnow has not been able to deny that many. I think this is too late to actually do any damage. I don't even know about moving across the map now. It's still a long way to go, and the Spire's almost done. We'll see. You know, once these are out in the map, they're kind of forfeit. The mutas will chase them down, and, you know, you really just got to do as much damage as possible before they go down. That's where Hydra's Lings are going to be able to buy some more time, especially if you can get rid of these Banelings here. The Banelings will help splash on top of those roaches, and JonSnow is going, you know, all in, basically. He has a lair on the way, but he also just made 30 Lings, 7 more Banelings. Lots of queens to help out, too, and those mutas are on the way out. They can add a ton of Gladeworm damage.
This is definitely proving to be a little bit scary. I mean, if the mutas pop, there's so many Banelings to clean up first as a priority. There's not really any anti-air to worry about. It's about minimizing the damage. The Banelings don't get focus fired. He goes for the roaches in the back line. This ends up letting the Banelings get to the mineral line, splitting with the drones best he can, but they're still pretty clumped. Good hits on both sides. Goes from 8 to 12 real quick. And now he's got to clean up what's left. The mutas can potentially do it.
I didn't realize the third base was under attack as well. This is actually exactly what JonSnow wanted. I was pretty worried considering how long he stayed at the front.
Look how low the Roaches and Ravagers already are. Like, cleaning this up isn't going to take any time at all. Is Hydra in a bad spot? 21 drones says yes, he is. But this is going to be him having no real response to the mutas once again. And we saw this already work out once for Hydra. This time it's much better for JonSnow, his position in the game, but the same problems present themselves. He's not quite equipped to deal with anti-air.
That is true. Third base going down really sucks. About 10 less drones go down, and I'm totally on board with Hydra's chances of victory here. But JonSnow has gotten himself a lead. He's able to push through. Thanks a lot to those Banelings, but also just mass amount of Lings. And he's looking pretty good. Any counterattacks he's able to do is just kind of like cherry on top. If these Lings do any damage whatsoever, it's actually really bad for Hydra. He's also just trying to focus so much on the mutas, trying to find those weak spots. Unfortunately, loses two mutas right off the bat, trying to take on a Spore 3, 4 before it goes down, probably. There you go. The drones do have to run, so that's something. A little more than something if they continue chasing them. There's only one Spore Crawler over here. Actually, Hydra just going for the queens.
Well, and the Hydras, ironically enough. I think a big part of this is he wants to make sure that the anti-air doesn't snowball. Like, if he's killing these instead of drones, you guarantee that there's not going to be enough to really chase you off later. it's a scrappy as hell fight, and if Lings were underneath this would be so much better
Wow.
for him. But this is a nice focus fire to JonSnow. Takes that meter count down nicely. 6 have died.
Hydra
But
might have just
Hydra-
snowballed.
Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, now here comes those Lings. Let's talk about these being linked up or sort of stored up back at home. But with the Lings coming in, these will just dominate. GG.
Oh, mutas are such a good
JonSnow,
unit.
he looks so good, but still loses 2 games in a row.
It's where you just like you flip a table because mutas are bullshit in the matchup.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in fairness, Hydra's using them correctly, so there's that too. But
Yeah.
with that being said, that concludes the first series today. This means we're going to go to a sponsored ad break this time around, not just play Twitch commercials, but play some words from Ting. Next up is going to be Puck versus Kelazurk. Puck's currently in a game at the moment because you probably thought that series would go longer than barely 30 minutes. But yeah, I guess thanks for watching, guys. And again, Ting, for those who don't know what it is, it's a U.S. mobile phone service. They're looking to save you guys some money in your phone bills. The reality is, it's going to best benefit you if you're somebody who doesn't use a lot of data. You text a lot, you phone a lot, that's fine. But if you use a lot of data, maybe it's not going to be for you. It specifically benefits people that are going to be around Wi-Fi. I think that's a big part of why Season 1 was such a success. And during the break, I'm going to ask Jesse to see if we got any up-to-date numbers. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in a few minutes after these words from our sponsors.